So that's it now, and you can just probably about see the band in there for the spark plug. But I tried it with a spark plug already, and it's an old Champion N21. I'd say that one's a good age, and it's a good tight fit. So this is what I do. I'm after putting a bit of flux on it, and I am just going to touch a bit of solder off it there now. Not enough solder on it. Hard to do this one-handed, as you can imagine. Not ideal, it's probably picking up dirt, but sure. Look. Just a little snot of solder. Trying to do this looking through the camera. That's not ideal. Don't want to leave the soldering iron too long because it'll melt the plastic on the pipe, or the rubber on the pipe. So now I'm going to go and flatten that with a file and trim off those bits that are too long. That's roughly what you're left with. Now I could go and put more solder on it, but it doesn't need it. All you need is a bit in the middle, nice and flat, to help push up against the connection in this riveter cap. So actually, rather than trimming them, and what I'm after doing is I'm just sort of bending them around the brass washer there, and that will do no harm at all. And then when we push down the acorn, that'll only further bend them in behind the washer. What you're left with then is something like this. Just a bit of solder in the middle, flattened, and the excess wire wrapped around it, that pushing against it. Another one done there now. A little bit of solder in the middle. I'm going to just give it a flatten with the file, and the wires wrapped and pushed in underneath. I'm after taking out this banjo bolt out of the oil pressure pipe to the oil pressure gauge, for the simple reason that I found it needed an awful lot of tightening to stop the copper washers from sealing. But sure, there's any wonder, because these copper washers are way too thick and they're going to take way too much tension to actually seal. And you can see the other one that's on the block there as well is very, very thick. And also there's already the remnants of one on this, so I'm going to scrape that off, and I've matched a set of Doughty washers, so they're going to need way less tension. So in other words, I'm not going to have to tighten this banjo bolt near as much to get them to seal. This is low pressure, like there's no need for big thick copper washers. So I'm going to clean everything up and refit that. After taking off the oil filter there yesterday, I noticed there was two of these O-rings, and there's already one in there, and there will be a new one with the new oil filter that's ordered. So I'm happy with the oil filter. I'm after giving a bit of a clean out. It was actually grand, and the long bolt, bit of a clean up, and then there's this spring that goes in first, and then this goes under the filter. The filter looked like it was actually replaced the not very distant past. It was very clean. So what I'm going to do is, that's in a zip bag there now, and just in case down the road I am stuck, I'll have one. I'd never use them again, but when you're waiting 3 weeks for parts, you just never know. But I'll always usually have, I've ordered 2. So I'm going to tidy up all of this muck here, because the whole idea is just to preserve and to clean everything up. Anywhere there's a bit of the grease and muck, or they've kind of painted over. So I'm going to clean all that up. Some of the casting's very rough here on these, and I've noticed that on a lot of other engines, these TVO engines, that the casting on this side can be very rough. So I'm going to give that a clean with some fairly soft wire brushes and a bit of diesel. So I'm just going to put a bit of cloth around him just to make sure that nothing goes in.